Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Ghazala Shabir Abro, lecturer in education from Government Girls Degree College, Nowshera Feroz. So today I am here again and I am going to teach you a topic learning from. Here are some objectives which are learning, types of learning, nature and scope of learning. So first of all, I want to define learning. We define learning as the transformative process of taking in information that when internalized and mixed with what we have. Dear students, learning is a process of acquiring new or modifying existing knowledge, behaviors, skills, values or preferences. The nature and process involved in learning are studied in many fields, including educational psychology, neuropsychology, experimental psychology, and pedagogy. Dear students, it is an important psychological process determining human behavior. It is a continuous process and it occurs all the time. Thus, learning could be defined as the sum of total behavioral changes resulting from experience and training. Dear students, I hope you have understood that what is learning. So now I am going to describe its types. There are two types of learning. First one is motor learning and second one is verbal learning. So first one is motor learning. Most of our activities in our day-to-day life refer to motor activities. The individual has to learn them in order to maintain his regular life. Dear students, for example, walking, running, skating, driving, climbing, etc. All these activities involve the muscular coordination. Now, which is verbal learning. This type of learning involves the language we speak, the communication devices we use, signs, pictures, symbols, words, figures and sounds, etc. There are the tools used in such activities. We use words for communication. So I hope you have learnt about types of learning, and now I am going to discuss nature and scope of learning. The act of acquiring or modifying knowledge, skills and attitudes. With this definition of learning in view, we can summarize that the scope of learning is vast. It goes beyond a set of formed activities designed to influence the acquisition of knowledge, skills and attitudes of a specific learner segment. The experts of educationists have described 4 principles. Regarding these principles, everyone can understand learning easily, and if we act on these principles, we can gain success. So first one is law of readiness. A law which states that learning is dependent upon the learner's readiness to act, which facilitates the strengthening of the bond between stimulus and response. Dear students, readiness means a preparation of action. According to Thorndike, if we teach students at that time, students show their interest regarding learning. Also, we have to teach the students according to their interest and wishes. Because if we teach them this, then we can achieve our goal of teaching and also output. At the age of 5 years, children are very keen to learn and to do new things, because this age is very vital for children. Also for parents and teachers play their role very well. So second one is law of drill and exercise. Dear students, the law of exercise is continued practice. It is considered necessary for retention of what is learned. The teacher must help learners to practice and review the desirable behavior or many times. It tends to become habitual. For example, learning is a self activity Also, things that are most often repeated are best remembered. And the third principle is law of effect. The law of effect is a psychology principle advanced by Edward Thorndike in 1898 on the matter of behavioral conditioning, not then formulated as such, which states that responses that produce a satisfying effect in a particular situation become more likely to occur again in that situation. Dear students, example, if you work hard and then receive a promotion and pay raise, you will be more likely to continue to put in more effort at work. If you read a light and then get a traffic ticket, you will be less likely to disobey traffic lights in the future. This is the fourth principle, law of association. The law of association explains how we learn and remember things. The law of similarity states that when two things are very similar to each other, the thought of one will often trigger the thought of the other. Example, when we think of coffee, we often think of tea as well. That's it for today's lecture. I hope you have learned this topic very well. Thank you.